Keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure, here we are with the remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning to all students. Hello, students. Welcome you all in today's history session, and we are going to start chapter 6 from Standard 9th history book. The topic is empowerment of women and other weaker sections. So, when we talk about weaker sections, we can include scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, nomadic tribes, specially abled children or people, minority people, and women also. Because in earlier times, women were not given the same importance, the same place in the society. So, before starting the chapter, let's see what exactly is empowerment. So, empowerment here means measures or steps taken to increase the independence and self determination of people, especially the weaker sections. Why it is done? So that they can become stronger and confident and claim their rights. So, as we know, that women had participated extensively in the freedom struggle, and they have also made important contribution in all fields in the post independence period as well. And some of the example of these women are Lakshmi Sehgal, Kasturba Gandhi, Kamala Nehru, and many more. So that is what we will study in this chapter, and also the laws enacted for women and other weaker sections. When we study the condition of women in India, we realize that the roots of the problems they face lie in the mentality of men. Even in the 21st century, we are not able to get rid of this male centered mentality where male are given more importance. So there were many social activists and reformers who realized the power of women, made them participate in different movements, established different organizations for their welfare. So out of such exalted personalities, one was Vinoba Bhave. You can see him in the picture. This is Vinoba Bhave. He started a Bhudan movement in Telangana. He made use of women power in the Bhudan movement, which he started in placing his faith in Gandhian philosophy. He was the philosopher, he was the follower of Mahatma Gandhi. So, this movement was started to persuade the wealthy landowners to voluntarily give a percentage of their land to landless people. And many landowners did that after the persuasion of Vinoba Bhave. So, women volunteers carried the message of Bhudan to all parts of India. Women played a very significant role in Telangana peasants' armed struggle as well. So, this struggle is also known as Telangana Bonded Labor Movement. It was started by farmers and laborers against the rule of Nizams and feudal system. As you must be aware of that, Hyderabad and some part of Marathwada were under the rule of Nizams till the end of 1948. It means after the independence also there was the rule of Nizams. So bonded labor, this movement was launched against the Nizam of Hyderabad. And after this region became free. But Indian government also had to come into this movement. They took an action, and this feudal system was got over after the interference of Indian government, and this place of Hyderabad is added into India. And women also became free from such mental and physical torture. Next is manifestation of women power. So here we will see how women showed or demonstrated their power through Latne Morcha in 1972. See students, scarcity of daily commodities. So what happened? that the festivals were coming near and commodities like oil, ghee, rava, maida would become scarce. And when you know that when there is a scarcity, then and demand is high, then the prices are hiked. So, and kerosene also became very expensive. And these are the basic commodities, basic needs of every house. So, women came together, waving their rolling pins, and took part in this demonstration under the leadership of the socialist leader Mrinal Gore in Mumbai. So, this movement met with success, and the public got a glimpse of the united power of women. Next is Chipko movement. Here you can see in the picture women encircling the tree. So, this movement, Chipko movement, was another example of constructive women power which happened in 1973. And it was a non-violent, social and ecological movement by rural villagers, particularly women. Now, its aim was protecting trees and forest, deforestation of trees for commercial purpose. See, trees from the forest in the foothills of the Himalayas were to be cut down for commercial purposes. So, Chandi Prasad Bhatt and Sundarlal Bahuguna had started a movement to prevent this. You can see Chandi Prasad Bhatt in this picture. He received Padma Bhushan award from our president, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, because of his social and environmental activities. He was an environmentalist. And in the last picture, you can see Sundarlal Bahuguna. So, women followed the strategy of holding hands and encircling each tree. They made a circle or a ring around the trees as their method, consisting of protecting the trees by embracing it. That is why, because of that embrace, that this movement was came to be known as Chipko movement. And women also took part in large number. Women had a big role in to play in the agricultural economy of this region. So in agriculture economy, women also used to participate a lot because agriculture was the main source of income. So Gaura Devi, whom you can see here in the picture, she was a social activist who created awareness among the women with the help of Sudesha Devi and Bachni Devi. Next is anti-liquor movement. In Andhra Pradesh in 1992. So it was also a mass uprising of women against the production and sale of liquor, which started in 1992 in Andhra Pradesh. It received a good response in other states too. Why? Because students, you can understand that when the head of the house, mostly the man, if he dies because of the consumption of liquor, the whole responsibility came on women and it affects the education, health of the family, and the family faces a serious crisis and it affects the women a lot. So due to alcoholism, they have to deal with extreme sorrow and poverty. So this movement got the support of anti-arak movement in Andhra Pradesh. So arak here means locally produced liquor. So what happened, students? Because of the government policy, many dealers, they opened or set up shops in every they set up arak shops in every town and village. The poor laboring people, they got addicted. And in 1992, three youths from Dubuganta village, Nellore, Andhra Pradesh died. How they died? They drowned in a lake in a state of inebriation. So inebriation means a state of intoxication or total drunkenness. So after that, the women of the village came together and forced the closure of Eric shops. This report of the new this report the report of this news in the local newspapers had its effect on many other villages, and the movement spread to the entire state, and government had to adopt a strict policy against the sale of alcohol. And on the other hand, some literacy programs were being run in the villages of this state of Andhra Pradesh. So the Sita Ma Katha, story of Sita, was narrated as a part of program. So it was a story about a lady, Sita, who creates awareness among the people of a village and gets alcohol to be banned from the village. So many people, many women got inspiration from this also, and finally they were successful, and government also adopted a policy against the sale of alcohol. So in this way, we can see through different movements, women were showing their real power, whom in a male-centered society, people think a weaker section. So that's not true. So students, that's all for today, and we will see or learn about women empowerment in our next video. So thank you for today.